So as a coin dealer, why would I submit these coins to PCGS that I'm about to show you? Well, let's look at the first three that have already sold. So this is my website, portsmouthcoinshop.com. If you're interested in buying any of these coins or any coins or bullion, come over to portsmouthcoinshop.com and you can check out what we have to offer. And actually, if you're on your phone or you're on a laptop or an iPad or anything like that, you can just scroll all the way down through and every single coin is on one page. So if you can scroll all the way down to see everything that we have. So this is a 1869 Shield nickel and it graded AU50. Okay. And it's a really nice coin. Now my images aren't as light as I'd like them to be, but you can see the coin pretty well, and it sold over here for $105. The retail was $115. Now we're using the CPG, which is the gray sheet retail, not PCGS. Then I have an 1828, 13 stars. This is the half cent. Extra fine 40s are really nice grade to get for these. And especially for problem-free, finding problem-free copper. That's always a plus. It's a really nice coin, what you can see of it here. It sold for $139 and the retail was $145. Then, this is one of my favorites, and I wish the images were better because this was such a beautiful coin with a little reflective quality to it. Extra fine 45 is a cat bust half dollar, 1823, an earlier date. It was just a very nice coin with a nice patina around it. And the reverse was the same. The obverse was really nice. So this one sold for $380. Retail was $390. I really didn't want to let it go for less than retail. Not that that's a lot less than retail, but it was such a nice coin. So I submitted those three coins and all these other coins that I'm going to show you because they were carded up, and you're hearing me right. We had these in 2x2s, stapled, priced, and dated in our trays, our display trays, and we took them to more than one show, and nobody bought them. So after the Sharonville show, or the Ohio State show, I went through all of our trays and picked out coins. And I did it after Sharonville show too, but mainly after the Ohio State show. I went through all the coins. I cherry picked everything that I thought I could send off for grading that would be problem free, that I could actually sell if they were graded and might have been, and had the value where they'd be worth grading. And I submitted them. And these are the results. So you saw the first three. The results were even better than what I expected because there were some really nice coins. So I got to sell them for more than what I was offering them in my trays. So if you go to a coin show and you look through my trays, you can always ask me if I think the coin might be worth submitting. I will say yes or no. A lot of our coins in our trays will be cleaned as well. But what I did was I just cherry picked. So let's take a look at the rest of these, and we're going to look at the retail and the wholesale along with the coins. So here's a 1842 very fine 20 seeded dollar. I had this in the trays for a while, and the wholesale's $480 and the retail's $625. I think we had it up in the tray for $450. But since it graded very fine 20, it's worth $625 retail. Now I'm not trying to sell it for $625, but as you can see the difference. I'm going to make more money on it because I submitted it. But like I said, I do offer coins, decent coins as well in our trays. Sometimes even on the websites. Sometimes even on our website. And they do go unsold sometimes. $18.99, $130, $100. We probably had this up in the trays for $85 just in case it was AU. And also the thing about this 1842 is wholesale, it'd been hard to sell it for more than $400. Now, since it's in a PCGS holder, I can sell it for, within this range here, even to a dealer, if you see that kind of a spread. And you go to see how much it sold for, maybe at eBay or Heritage sold auctions as well. Then we have a 1907 Liberty nickel, Mint State 63, 160 to 125. The thing about it is when you look at this, you look at the coin itself and you're like, well, does that look MS or is it AU? And you know it's at least AU 58, so you can price it that way. But when you get 63, then you know for sure that you can put a better price on it. And that goes for all these. So we're going to move through here. 1914, $120, $90 wholesale. And it's a little better date, but in the low grades, you know, it's not worth a whole lot more. But still, with it being at 120, it was worth submitting. And by the way, a lot of the coins in our trays, they're pretty much paid for. It's just some of the cream that we, you know, took out. That's the way with the graded coins. We sell the bulk and try to make our money off of the other stuff that we sell, the lower grade, the clean stuff, things like that. Because we buy, you know, collections, and we'll buy, you know, several common dates. Like say if we buy a Barber quarter collection, we'll buy all kinds of common dates and we'll sell those maybe on the site random or something like that. And then we'll take the better stuff and we'll either card it, or dates we don't have. Dates and mints that we don't have up front in the set and in our trays, we'll sell that way. This one I knew was really nice. And I had it in the trays for a while. And it's AU 55, 1915, $175, $135. And I might have had $99 on this. Now I would be able to get more out of it. So it's worth sending off. But also, it's worth offering the deal in case somebody wanted it. But dealers passed it up. I mean, it's funny because everybody passed it up. $130 and $100. Very good 1901S, $half. And 12S. These were just nicer coins. I saw some of the Liberty. I thought, let's see what grade they're going to be, what very fine they're going to be. I knew they were in the very fine range. 175, 135. And 1912D, 90, 145. And that's a really nice coin too. Very nice. And a 1916D, extra fine 45. Now these are pretty valuable and extra fine. It's got the D on the obverse, and it's $310 and $240. I don't think this coin would have sold for the $240. And when it comes to $310, it's not going to sell for $310. It's a little rough looking for an extra fine, but it is in a PCGS holder. 27S, fine 15. It's a little better date and mint, like a semi-key date. And you can see 180 to 140. And then, believe it or not, this one right here, I was hoping for mint state, but I knew if I at least received AU 58 that it would be worth 180, 140. And even though it's just a Washington quarter, it still was worth sending off. 1935D. It's a nice coin. So, you know, you often play that game where you submit coins just so you can sell them better. It does help. It does help a dealer. It might not help some people, but some people are, you know, pretty down on the coin grading companies. You know, I am in some ways, only because of the inconsistencies and some of the customer service when you can't get a hold of them. But other than that, you know, I mean, there is a benefit if you know what you're doing, if you know how to grade coins. You know, you're never going to be 100%. You're never going to agree with them 100%. But I can tell you, wholesaling to dealers is a big deal because I might not be able to sell certain ones. Sometimes I got to send them the great collections. Some of these, maybe the 16D might go to great collections if no one wants to buy it. I put it up on the site. There's a few coins right now that are up on the site that I had graded, or that I bought graded, and that no one's purchasing. And they're higher grade, maybe higher value, and I'll probably end up pulling them and send them off to great collections and just letting them go for what they go for. I hate to do that sometimes. I like to offer stuff on the site, but sometimes things just don't move, and I need to move. I'm doing a lot of buying and tying up a lot of capital. So, you know, you kind of play that game. You don't want to keep things in stock. You don't want to keep them in stock for too long, unless you're just, you like them so much and you just want to kind of keep them and just have them up for no sale offer, basically, where you have a price that's so high that it's not really a sale price, but if someone buys it, great. If they don't, nobody, you're not out anything. I'm not like that, but I'd like to sell them. But anyway, portsmouthcoinshop.com to check these out and check out anything else that we have up there on the site. Thanks for watching my latest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day.